It's hair tutorial time, and I'm going to show you how I achieved this style using the Whirlwind Curl Pro. But first, we need some caffeine in our life. So let's take a sip and let's do some hair. Now, if volume is the name of your game, we're going to do this in sections. We don't want to do this with our hair all down, so clip your hair up in sections before you start. Apply your heat protectant to each section. I'm using it at the temperature 360, and I'm turning on the fan. The fan is what's going to cool the curls as they slide through my hair. I'm using a comb before I apply the tool because I don't want any tangles in my hair. Again, since volume is my game, we're starting at the root. Notice how I put the tool at the root first and then twist and then slide down. And with the magic of video, I finished the bottom section. I'm going to take down another section and we're going to continue on curling up our head. I'm brushing out the section first to again make sure it's nice and smooth, then I'm applying my heat protectant. Now notice the size of section I'm taking for each curl. It's about the width of the tool itself. If you take a section that's too large, you're not going to get nice, even, pretty curls. Again, make sure you're starting at the very top of the strands and not in the middle. A simple twist of the wrist, pull down, and you're left with a beautiful curl. Now that we've made it to the top of our head or our mohawk section, we're going to add one step. So we're going to take a section in the back about the same width that we've been doing the rest of the head. We're going to brush it out. We're going to apply our heat protectant, but now we're going to use our comb and we're going to add a little bit of back combing because we want this hair to be lifted to the roof. Now we don't want to curl this in one piece, so we're still splitting this up, but I'm starting at the root. I'm actually heating up that back comb to help lock it in and sliding it through my ends of my hair. On the other side of my head, I'm actually curling the opposite direction because I don't want all my curls to be going the same way. And then we're simply going to repeat the process, taking another section, doing our back combing, brushing it out, applying our heat protectant, and curling away from our face. Now, one really nice thing about this tool that's different than using a regular flat iron is the tension. The clamp automatically closes and it keeps the tension even as you pull through your hair. You're not having to apply the tension yourself by squeezing the tool together. Continue sectioning your hair and curling up and away from your face until you get to your bangs. These we're going to do a little bit different. I'm splitting my bangs in two down the middle. Even though I don't part my hair down the middle, I'm going to style it down the middle, curling the hair away from the face and pulling it forward towards my nose. Now on this side, you can see I flipped the iron and I'm curling the other direction, away from my face, but pulling it down and towards my nose. Now you never want to touch your hair with your dry hands because it's going to create static. So I'm using some oil and I'm applying it just to my ends. I'm using my hands instead of a brush because I want to bust up the curls. I really want to fluff it up, but I don't want to comb out the curls. And then with my fingers, I just take it, fluff it, piece it out, flip it, just to get my hair to lay how I want it to lay. And then I will go in with my comb with the tail and I will simply go back through and make sure I don't have any clumps of curls. Now, if you want an even softer wave, you can go ahead and use a brush, but I want to make sure my curls are defined. Now I'm going in with my favorite dry texture spray. You can use a hairspray if that's what you prefer, but I like a dry texture because it adds volume without making my hair sticky. And that's basically it. I love how this turned out. The curls are soft. There's a ton of volume. It's nice and bouncy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to link this down below if you want to grab one for yourself. If you have any questions, let me know.